It is a Daily Plus Live, and you are looking live now at Centerline of the Stellantis packaging plant there. It's where Shawn Fain is, the head of the UAW. He spoke to reporters just about 10 minutes or so ago, and he is in the picket line in solidarity with his workers that he called to walk out at noon today, stretching to 38 facilities in 20 states. And we do want to take you a little bit around the country because it's happening in everywhere from Chicago, New York, California. We're going to have all of that for you coming up, but we do want to continue our live coverage and head back out to Pontiac to the GM facility there. Shawn Lay is live for us this afternoon. I believe Shawn, yeah, there he is, Shawn. And I will have to say, yeah, we had to cut you off a little bit earlier because Shawn Fain was talking to reporters, but go ahead and give us an idea about how the workers are doing out there in Pontiac.
Well, at the beginning of this, very excited, of course, at the beginning of this thing. These workers, though, many of them walked out in 2019. That was a long haul, Christy, about 45 days. And some of the people I already spoke with said, yes, that was long. They felt like they needed to do it, but it started to really impact them financially. And that's something we're certainly keeping an eye on. But these men and women, they walked out early. Shawn Fain was saying strike at noon. Well, they walked out about 20 minutes till. They were on their lunch break and said it's time to pick up a sign and go. Here's why. And they're not surprised one bit, these UAW members, men and women, that their name was called today. They figured it was going to be called, and the redistribution means parts are already made. They come in here on semis, they sort them and get them where they need to go, primarily to dealerships, and if you need a part, it's going to go in your car. They knew that shutting down this plant and so many other redistribution plants could really have a big impact on General Motors in trying to get things done. If parts aren't on the move, then you're not going to be able to get your car worked on at a dealership. So big time ripple effect for a redistribution center. Now, some of the men and women I'm talking to are saying they work on a line when those parts are coming in, and the person, if they're a veteran, the person across from them, they say the wage gap there is huge and animosity starts to build. So in no way they're surprised that they're out here. In no way are they surprised the strike is happening here, and they're digging in primarily, really, for the long haul, Christy.
Yeah, you know, Shawn, with everything, though, with inflation, prices are so high, and strike pay might be lower than what they expected. Is there any concern about how long this might go on for some of these workers that are out there?
I think the feeling I'm getting from workers, they almost kind of want this to go on. They want to, they feel like the biggest thing that they said to me, Christy, was they don't feel seen, they don't feel heard. They've been itching to get out here, to be seen and to be heard. Most folks I talk to say they are prepared financially, been putting money away. There is a sheet the UAW puts out to say how to get ready for a strike. And again, $500, yeah, it's not a lot, but the men and women I'm talking to, a lot of them have a lot of years with the UAW and with GM, said they're ready for this. But, you know, as you mentioned, inflation, we all feel inflation big time. So the longer this goes, the harder it will become to be standing out here. But in no way, no one here is surprised at all. They felt like, again, they weren't seen or heard, and they want to be seen and heard for as long as it takes.
Shawn, you know, it's something I asked Nick, and maybe you've already talked to some workers about this, but, you know, Shawn Fain did talk about some of the sticking points with Ford that they seem to have worked out this morning when he was talking about reinstating COLA and some other things as well. I didn't know if anyone had heard about the Ford deal and what they thought about that.
Yeah, Val, let me ask you, you're on with Kristen McDonald with the Local 4 Plus. Ford, Shawn Fain today said progress is being made with Ford. And what do you think of that? There's progress here? Not yet. You guys just walked out. So what do you think that they're making progress with Ford Motor Company?
Well, what I think is because we did listen to the live event, and he did state out some of the points or some of the things that we really want. And fortunately, it'll be no tears. It'll be 90 days, and you know, right wage,
Ford
profit
worked
sharing,
out
all that.
the wage, no tears on that.
For, right.
And Ford has said yes to that. And Fain said they gave up nothing to get that. That was a demand, and they got that. That's what they wanted, and that's what you want here. Is that one of the main? Is that the main point?
Oh, we want a lot of things.
Well, give me the top three.
We want the retirees. We want the retirees to get their pensions back. We want them to get a Christmas bonus. We want. There's no tears. We don't want tears.
You want tears?
Because of the fact, I mean, we're working all next to the same people, and there's hostility when you know, you're not making the same amount of money.
The tier gap is. Can you give me an example of one of the tier gaps?
Okay, let's just say, I might make somewhere around the $30-some an hour.
All right.
The next jump down is like 25, and then that's because they were hired in just a few years after myself.
Right.
Prior to that, some people are in here making $15 an hour.
I'll let you get back on the line, but $15 an hour. But Ford is eliminating tiers. Do you think GM will eliminate those tiers?
I hope so. It's not right. You have Mary Barrow who's making God knows how much a day, which is like somewhere in the thousands. And our people, they really are. We're out on the street. We're not going to have the money, you know. I mean, we just want a fair cut of that. 1,400% increase for them for, you know, GM compared to the 4% that we got. That's not right.
You guys were out in 2019. You were here, a 45-day strike. That was long.
Yeah.
And do you feel like this is going to be longer?
I don't know. I mean, I'm here for the long haul. You know, these are our people and our brothers and sisters that we work with. I want them to get what we get and then some.
Yeah. Thank you, Val, for always.
We should all be able to afford our own cars that we build, right?
Got it. I got it. Okay,
And
Steve.
remember, don't forget to get a hold of Oliver Anthony for
Well,
me.
that's another thing. That's right. You put it on your social media
I
page.
did.
That's right. Okay.
Come on, Oliver. Come on out and see us. Love
Thank
to
you,
see
Val.
Thank you. Have a good day,
So
sir.
the Ford eliminating those tier structure for salary has a big impact, and that's what these folks want big time. Christy.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it all shakes out here. Hey, Sean, thanks so much. Sean Lay live in Pontiac. We'll let you get back to work, but we'll see you later on for Local 4 News at 4, 5, and 6.